guys, sorry, I'm back with another Hazbin Hotel character. Believe it or not, this is actually one of my very first. I just didn't really want to post about her because I wasn't really sure, if I liked her design or not, so I kind of just waited. But yeah, so her name is Mimi Monroe, and she is the adopted daughter of Voxs. This is also my very first time with Vivzy style, and so it's kind of rusty. Not as good as, my Lenora Whiteman designs, which I love a lot better than Mimi's, but so I'm probably going to redo Mimi, if anything, so you guys might see me post later about her. I'm also going to do some redesigns for the Hazbin Hotel characters in general, which I'm excited for, so I can actually learn my own style and learn how to actually draw them myself instead of having to trace them. But yeah, so some backstory about Mimi is that she is a seraphim, and she was left an exterminator angel, and I think I'm gonna make it Loot just to make it funny. I don't know, I think it'd be, dramatic to add Loot as, the person that left her in hell. So anyway, Voxs takes her in. He doesn't think much of, her wings or the eyes around her body because, all sinners in hell, they look really different, and so, it was just whatever. But in reality, she actually only has one set of wings and not 6 like a normal seraph, a biblically accurate seraphim does. And that's because 2 of the sets got ripped off. So, obviously, that's why she only has one set of wings. And so, while Voxs had her, he, obviously, being Voxs, exploited her to hell and kind of, used her. Obviously, he did use her. He also did this thing where he hypnotized her. As we found out in Season 2, he can do that to people. And so, in one of her eyes, I think her right eye, she is stuck with his hypnotic, symbol in her right eye. And I think it just adds to, the fact that, I don't know, I think it adds to her character, because she's been manipulated all her life, and she knows and she doesn't know at the same time. She's aware, but she's also not aware. But now that she has this thing in her eye, she does have, I would consider heterochromia, but, she wasn't born with it. It was kind of just not naturally, it was enforced on her because he was hypnotizing her. And so she can't see out of her right eye very well. Everything's kind of blurry, and it's also everything's red. I just think that'd be cool, when you wear a contact lens. I don't think that actual contact lenses do that. I just thought it would be a cool thing to add. And yeah, so that's that for her, in Vox's relationship. I haven't fully fleshed out, an entire, hour worth of, their thing, even though there probably could be, about their relationship. Overall, he's not a terrible dad. I mean, he's not good either. They do interact, a lot, because she doesn't really interact with Valentino or Velvet. I do have a thing, though, I feel like Velvet would, make her outfits and stuff, but also Voxs was, as we found out, he's a white man, which was obvious from the get-go, and she doesn't really have a race. I mean, she's a seraphim, but, ethnic race, she's not, anything, really. She does have curly hair, and she does have brown skin, but her brown skin is more of, a peach brown, if that makes sense, what, Emily and Sarah have, but obviously a lighter shade, almost like a pink brown kind of. So Voxs doesn't know how to do her hair, and I think that'd be hilarious because he doesn't know how to do curly hair, and he never taught her how to do her own hair. So she kind of just either wears it down or up in a bun or in a ponytail sometimes if she's lucky, if she is willing to actually work with her hair that day. I also have a thing where I feel like Velvet might do her hair. I don't know. In this, I don't want to stray too much from, their actual, canon personalities, with the V's. But I do feel like she's kind of like a kid to them, like their kid, if that makes sense. And so I feel like Velvet would kind of try to help her with her hair, but she wouldn't have any time to actually do it, or, help her, to teach her, I should say, to teach her how to do her hair. And so, yeah, she just kind of wears it down or up. And I do have a thing, though, where I might have, her visit the Hazbin Hotel to get her hair done by Alistair, because Alistair is proven as Creole, so black. And I think that'd be a little fun, addition, because, Voxs hates Alistair, a lot. But I think it'd be funny to see, Mimi go off on her own, kind of. Obviously, not when she's, a little kid, but, when she's kind of older, because this design I did for her is, an older version of her. But in the show, okay, in my story, she is a kid, she's 5 or 6, maybe, and I think it only goes up to, her being, maybe 10, but this design was kind of something I want to do for fun, to make her, maybe 17 to 18, I think is how old she is in this, but yeah, so I just think it'd be cooler as she gets older, she would go down to the Hazbin Hotel, and, spend time with some of the characters, and then Alistair would also do her hair, if, on occasion, not always, but yeah, so that's kind of, most of her story. Her relationship with the V's is pretty chill, I guess. She doesn't talk to Valentino that much, because Voxs won't let her near him, or not near him, but near the studio. And Velvet, she's in her own world. We all know that. She's always on her phone, which is ironic because, yeah. Also, another thing with her, Mimi's eye, I like to think that it buffers sometimes because, you know, Vox is like a TV and he has hypnotic powers. And I think it'd be cool that, like, her eye would glitch and buffer, like, actually glitch, like, you know, like the TV does. So that's kind of, like, part of her thing that kind of makes them alike, but not really. I also thought it'd be cute to add, like, a little hologram hat for her. That's similar to Vox, is not exactly, because the colors are obviously different, and the design is kind of different, too. And then on the bottom right, I decided to give her, like, that's kind of like her employee outfit. She's not really an employee. She just works with her dad, if that makes sense. Another thing I like to point out is her eye, like her little eyes underneath, like her actual eye. I added those because I thought it would be really, like, just, I don't know, I thought it would be fun, like, expressive for her character. And so those eyes, they never close, but they do, like shift with her, like, actual eye, like, facial expression. So, like, when her eyes are closed, the eyes will, like, squint or, like, you know, depending on, like, direction. But they never close, really, which I think is cool. And, like, you know, in some of these, she just has, like, a neutral expression, so her eyes underneath her, like, the under eyes, they just kind of sit there. Like, yeah, they don't matter. But, yeah, so this is kind of her full, like, design. It was kind of fun. I kind of thought it would be cool to have her, like, a heart is kind of, like, hearts and stripes. Those are, like, her main symbols. Like, that's her, like, that's what's in her outfits and, like, her designs, what she wears, how she wears her hair. It's kind of similar to hearts and stripes. Her hair doesn't really show that, but, I just thought it'd be kind of fun. I might actually give her, like, a heart shape for hair. I'm definitely going to do a redesign of her because I'm not a big fan of this version, but this is also kind of old, so obviously, and I changed my mind a lot. I'm also going to point out really quickly that when she, like, screeches or makes any loud noise, it'll power off, like, the entire city. And I just think that's really, funny for her character because it makes Vox mad because he powers basically the city. Like, he is media. And yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Mimi Monroe.
Made from heaven and sent from above.